Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now today we will discuss about the mechanism of solidification of alloy. Now in pure metal or in eutectic alloy, there is only one single solidification temperature, and the energy is always required to create new surfaces and liquid to be cooled below their freezing point, then only solidification will take place and crystal will be formed. And therefore, during solidification, initially nucleation takes place, molten sulfur itself acts as the nucleus in the beginning of solidification at the interface. Now, if conductivity of mold is high, then what happens that randomly, what you call, uh, randomly small crystal near the mold face develops. Now, subsequently, a temperature gradient results and the grain grows gradually inwards because at the all the grain adjacent to that, there is no way to grow other than towards the core of the mold, and therefore they grow inwards. Therefore, long columnar grains are formed. Now, as we see here in this is the pouring temperature, and this pouring temperature cool down to freezing temperature. Once it gains the freezing temperature, it is one and a single freezing point, and therefore they cool down. And we are having a solid surface with solid and liquid interface that moves towards the core of the mold, and after complete solidification they cool down to room temperature. While solidification of non-eutectic alloy in a mold, we will see that it doesn't have sharp and a single freezing temperature. Rather, solidifies over the range of temperature. Now, during solidification, that we know that solid separates out at, of course, different temperature, because each composition has got its own temperature, and while they solidify, composition also get changes. Therefore, they possess varying composition and they solidify at different temperature. Now, if we look into, then we will see that the solidification depends upon composition gradient within the casting and variation of solidus temperature with composition. Now, thermal gradient within within the mold will also incorporate and causes to have a modified solidification behavior. Now, if we look into this phase diagram, this is iron carbon diagram with increasing carbon along the x-axis. This is liquidus. Above this liquidus, there is no solid, and this is solidus. Below this solidus, there is no liquid. In this, we are having liquid and solid in the form of austenite. Moreover, if we look into this phase diagram, equilibrium diagram, then we will see, if we take suppose any point, suppose over here, this is a liquid, if we cool down to this particular temperature, it is 1300 degree centigrade, okay, it is 1300 degrees centigrade, then what will happen? as it is in this region, there will be liquid and solid, one thing. Another thing is that if we look into this, we will see the composition of liquid at this point is different. Composition of a solid is given by the drawing this parallel line, parallel horizontal line, and it curves the solidus. This point gives the composition of the solid at this particular junction. And the composition of the liquid will be given by the point which this horizontal point cut the liquidus, and therefore composition over here is higher than the composition than the solid of the solid. The composition of liquid is higher than the composition of the solid. That means that when heat is being transferred, then what happens that the liquid, if we look into the liquid solid interface, solid is towards the mold and liquid is towards the core of the mold cavity. Now therefore, with solidification, the concentration of the liquid ahead of the interface towards the core, is higher. Now if it is higher, then what will happen? If it is higher, then it will be super cool. Because it is have a higher composition, and therefore it will be super cool. Now super cooling means there will be solidification in the liquid pool itself ahead of the solid liquid interface. Now therefore what will happen? A nucleus will be formed and that will start growing. The same thing is being explained over here. Okay. Now therefore I want to say, let's say this particular point. This is the solid interface. This is the mold from the mold face. Now this is the the mold and cavity, the sand and mold cavity. Okay, this is here it was initially it was liquid, and here it was solid. Now with distance solidification has taken place and come to this point. Now at this point again, what happens that the solidification, it is in the liquid solid range, as it is an alloy solid liquid range. Therefore the composition of solid at this particular interface, the composition of solid, the concentration of solid is less than the concentration of liquid. Now say at this point it is solid, but the concentration over here ahead of it, concentration is higher. Here the concentration is higher. Now if concentration is higher in the liquid, then what will happen? The solidification will take place. And now it was solid here, but the solidification in the pool of the liquid will take place, causing to form a crystal, causing to develop a grain. Now that grain will grow. And this is again that. So this is the pool of liquid metal. Now it is growing, but as it is, this is solid. Now when it is, suppose at this point, when solidification has taken place, due to the solidification at this juncture, the concentration of the solid has reduced and the concentration of liquid has increased. concentration of liquid ahead of it has got increased, as we have seen in the from the phase diagram. Concentration of the solid is less and concentration of liquid is high. Moreover, the temperature is same, but it is super cool for this, and it is already solid. Therefore, it will contract with decrease and with heat transfer. But it has got enhanced the concentration, and this causes this location to be supercooled and formation of grain. Now this grain will grow and will come in contact with the primary dendrites, as over here. You see, it has grown, it has touched the primary dendrites. Now again here, a pool has started earlier, prior to ahead of the, here it was the original surface, it was growing, but a grain has developed and now it will start to grow prior to it, and then it touches the initial, here the secondary dendrite. It was the primary dendrite. This is how secondary dendrite grows, and not only this, but again tertiary dendrites also started growing. Now therefore we are having a typical dendritic shape. Now what will happen then? During formation of dendritic structure, the liquid head of the solid liquid interface we have seen will start freezing prior to the liquid at the solid liquid interface, and therefore a randomly oriented crystal will appear inside the liquid pool. It was the liquid pool. And presence of solid liquid crystal ahead of the solid liquid interface will hamper, restrict the feeding of the liquid in between the arms of the dendrites. It will get blocked. But suppose tertiary is there, and therefore in between that there is the liquid, and therefore it will get blocked, and it can't, the feeding can't take place, which needs during solidification, and therefore there is a risk of having voids because there is no feeding, and therefore what will happen? They will contract and voids may develop within the casting. Now normally this formation refers to as center line shrinkage. Now what is the remedy to avoid the center line shrinkage and have all these small voids dispersed in the whole casting? Now by producing large thermal gradient, when there is a large thermal gradient, there is no chance to develop the crystal ahead of it, because see, when there is a large thermal gradient, then the cooling rate will be very fast and will grow, and the concentration will not get void, it will increase, but it won't have time so that it can propagate into the towards the core of the mold, and therefore we can do this by providing chills at the mold end. If you provide chills at the mold end, then the thermal gradient will increase, and the degree of supercooling will be insignificant, and formation of dendrite will get reduced. But this is less critical for advice having a small difference, because they overlap, and the difference between the liquidus and solidus is less, and therefore they overpower and they get little chance to develop the crystals ahead of ahead of the solid liquid interface and in the pool of the liquid matter. Now, this figure shows this is an x-axis is the time and y-axis is the mold face, a distance from the mold face. Now, therefore, this is the mold face, this time. Okay. Now, what happens when we put molten metal into it? Now, after a lapse of a small time, the solidification at the interface, this is the interface, will start. But after solidification, it doesn't mean that 100% of the metal, molten metal, gets solidified instantaneously at the mold interface. They will leak. They will took a time. Whatever short time they needed, they need it. And therefore, that this is the start of freezing at the mold cavity interface and start solidification with time, and after a lapse of time 100% of the liquid at the interface gets solidified, and therefore it is just further will this solidified solid will contract. Now, if we take a point little away from here, of course it will start initially, but a distance little away in the pool of the molten metal, it will take little more time to start, to freeze. It will start and then it will at that particular location, again it will take certain time till it finish freezing at that particular location. Similarly, it will go till to the center of the mold center line, the center of the mold cavity, I mean, mold cavity. Now they will start freezing and it will end. And therefore, now the whole of the molten has got frozen after time, say C, at C. Now, start at the center, at the core of the cavity, will start, say, at A and will complete after the lapse of time of C. And therefore, it will take a time of OC to complete the whole freezing in the mold cavity, whole freezing. Now, after C, the whole all the liquid metal in the mold cavity has got frozen. Now, here we can see that one thing very important which we need to take into account is that O is a point at the interface of the mold phase and liquid. It has started freezing, and this starting of freezing from point to point increases till it comes to the center. One thing. Another thing, it will have a completion after time at B, and then next towards the core, and finally it will arrive the core and freezing will complete. Therefore, we can see that this is the time of freezing in the core. AC gives the time of freezing in the core, while the total time of freezing is OC. The total time, it has started at O and completed when the molten metal at the center will complete freezing, then only all the metal gets frozen. Therefore, At center it started late and has finished over here, but at the interface it started over and finished. And therefore, what happens that though here, say, look at point A. A is a point we see that still at interface freezing has not completed. Freezing at interface, mold cavity interface I mean, has not completed. But the freezing or the core of the cavity has started. And if freezing at the core has started and still we are having liquid in the interface, then what will happen? It needs, there may be certain metal which may block, restrict the feeding mechanism to the interface. And therefore, this resistance is known as center line freezing resistance and can be given by this particular equation. Therefore, that as a certification, the ordinary sand mold start at the center line of the mold before certification is complete at the mold phase, and but in the chilled mold, in the second figure, if we look into the chilled mold, when we have the starting over here, but it is the range is very small, and you can see at that very moment it has completed because the range is very small. The gap is the starting and freezing. The gap between this is small, and therefore it has started. And therefore you can see that prior to starting of the freezing at the mold center line, core of it, the freezing at the interface has completed. And similarly it is coming up. And there is a less chance to restrict the feeding, and hence we can see that this ratio is very important. This AC upon OC is very important. Now, it has already found that if this ratio is more than 70%, then the feeding becomes difficult, and therefore in chilled mold you can see a narrow solid liquid zone, and quickly they sweep across the molten metal and overcomes the restriction, and therefore there is a difficulty of reading for given alloy in a mold. This expressed by center line feeding resistance can be defined as this particular ratio, the time interval between the start and end of the freezing at the center line, and the total solidification time of the casting to 100%. Now, referring to the above figure, we can have this particular value AC upon OC into 100% will give. Generally, it is being found that if this central light feeding mechanism is more than 70%, then feeding of the liquid to the point of requirement becomes difficult. Now let us solve a problem. This problem states that calculate the central light feeding resistance of the following data that belongs to a sand casting of 0.4% carbon steel. The data is given here. This is the start point, and this is star curve, this is the end curve. Therefore, now we need to solve it. What is the center line feeding resistance? what is the value over here, can be given by, now this is 37 minus 23 divided by the value, this value, this, therefore 37 here and 0 over there, and therefore 100%, that comes out to be 37.8%. Now, if we look into the problem, then we will see that what is the effect of mold material. That was the sand mold. Now we want to change a mold material and study and see what should be the feeding characteristic of a casting. Now draw a new phase, a new diagram with the same casting in a permanent mold casting, permanent mold, metallic mold. Therefore, metallic mold means chilled. Heat transfer will be high. Then I have drawn this figure abruptly. Therefore, it is having a narrow gap, narrow zone. It started feeding at the interface and at the core and finish over here, and therefore we can see the value over here divided by the actual time that can be given as in the permanent mold casting. There is a rapid heat extraction and narrow solid liquid zone quickly over the core, and therefore it can be given by 11 over here minus 10 divided by 11 minus 0, and that comes out to be 9.1, and therefore there is a sweep and very fast cooling, and the restriction of feeding has overcome. This is all about